brought to you by Gitanjali Salon, Channi Himmat, Jammu. Follow Ruchika Makeovers on Facebook and Instagram for best bridal makeup in town. Hello viewers, you're watching Jammu Links News. I'm Mannat Gupta and welcome to the daily updates of Midday News. Let's begin. Terrorist on Wednesday killed former district president of BJP Bandipora Sheikh Wasim Bari along with his father and brother in the main town of Bandipora. Police said that terrorist attacked Sheikh Wasim Bari at his shop at Muslimabad, Bandipora in the evening at around 9 pm. In the attack, Bari's father Bashir Ahmed and younger brother Umar were also injured. All three were taken to district hospital where they were declared both dead. The attack took place close to the police station where Bari had a house and a shop. India reported the highest single-day spike of 24,879 new positive cases and 487 deaths in the last 24 hours, taking the total number of COVID-19 cases in the country to 7,67,296, according to the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Out of the total number of cases, 2,69,789 are active, 4,76,378 have been cured or discharged or migrated, and 21,129 have died. Minister of State for Home Affairs G. Kishan Reddy along with Lieutenant Governor Girish Chandra Murmu on Wednesday reviewed the progress of various administrative and developmental works in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir through video conferencing. In the meeting, implementation of centrally sponsored schemes, Prime Minister's development package, progress on issues raised during the outreach program carried out by the Union Council of Ministers in January 2020 and the issues related to implementation of J&K Reorganization Act 2019 were reviewed. Kanpur encounter main accused Vikas Dubey has been arrested at a police station in Ujjain on Thursday, as per sources in the Uttar Pradesh government. Dubey is the main accused in the encounter that took place in Kanpur last week, in which a group of assailants allegedly opened fire on a police team which had gone to arrest him. 8 police personnel were martyred in the encounter. Maintaining that restriction on the internet speed has reduced incidents of data service misuse by antisocial elements and overground workers without adversely impacting the COVID-19 control measures, education and business activities. The Department of Home J&K government has ordered that the continuance of 2G mobile data services only till July 29th in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. According to the order in this regard, issued by Principal Secretary Home Department Shaleen Kapra, restrictions on access to internet services as contained in earlier government order dated 17 June 2020 shall continue to remain in force till July 29th, 2020 unless modified earlier. Lieutenant Governor Girish Chandra Murmu on Wednesday interacted with a public delegation from Ganderbal district here at the auditorium complex Raj Bhavan and took stock of the grievances and developmental aspirations of the people of the area. While interacting with the members of the delegation, the Lieutenant Governor observed that the government is committed to reaching out to the people with a prompt public delivery mechanism to resolve their issues and meet their developmental needs. Jammu and Kashmir recorded 330 COVID-19 cases, pushing the infection count past the 9,000 mark in the Union Territory on Wednesday, while the death toll reached 149 with 6 new fatalities in the last 24 hours. All of these deaths were reported in Kashmir. There are 3,545 active COVID-19 cases in the UT, while 5,567 patients have so far been recovered from the infection. Inspector General of Jammu and Kashmir Police Basant Rath, who has been in the news for being involved in a tussle with the Union Territory's Police Chief Dilbag Singh, has been suspended with immediate effect for alleged gross misconduct and misbehaviour. According to an order issued by the Union Home Ministry on Tuesday evening, Rath, a 2000 batch IPS officer at present posted to the Home Guards Department in Srinagar, has been asked not to leave the headquarters without permission of the Director General of Police. Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh said on Wednesday that youths from the international border areas in Jammu and Kashmir are eligible to avail the benefits of reservation applicable for them in government employment. The assertion comes after some candidates raised doubts over the applicability of reservation provided for them. People living in areas adjoining international border and actual line of control are entitled for reservation in government jobs. The annual Amarnath Yatra in the Himalayas will be conducted in a staggered manner and not more than 500 pilgrims will be allowed to visit the sacred cave shrine of Lord Shiva daily due to coronavirus pandemic. The issue of pilgrimage to the Amarnath and Vaishno Devi shrines, both located in Jammu and Kashmir, was discussed at a high-level meeting attended by Union Minister G. Kishan Reddy and Dr. Jitendra Singh and senior officials of the Ministry of Home Affairs and the Jammu and Kashmir administration. The Amarnath Yatra is likely to commence on July 21st. A Pakistan national was apprehended by the Border Security Force at international border in Samba sector in Jammu and Kashmir on Wednesday. According to the BSF, the Pakistan national, identified as Mohammad Iqbal, was handed over to Pakistan Rangers in the evening after investigation. Nothing suspicious was found from his possession, according to the force. Hours after a 63-year-old woman was killed and 2 civilians were injured in ceasefire violation by Pakistan in the Mender sector near the line of control in Poonch, 2 civilians were injured in Pakistani firing in the Tangdhar sector in Kashmir on Wednesday. According to details, the 2 civilians were injured after firing started from the Pakistan side just when work was going on for the construction of a community bunker in the area. Army on Wednesday paid homage to late Nayak Rajvinder Singh, who made the supreme sacrifice in South Kashmir on July 7th. In a solemn ceremony at BB Cant here, Lieutenant General B.S. Raju, Chinar Corps commander and all ranks paid homage to the brave heart on behalf of the proud nation. Rajvinder was 30-year-old and had joined the army on March 24, 2011. He belonged to village Dodra of Samana Tehsil, Patiala district in Punjab and is survived by his wife Gurpreet Kaur. Chairman J&K Public Service Commission B.R. Sharma administered oath of office to the newly appointed member Dr. Farooq Ahmed Lone on Wednesday. He was administered oath of office at Srinagar through video conferencing mode.
Perform the duties of my office as member of the Public Service Commission for the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir without fear or favor, affection or ill will, and that I will uphold the Constitution and the law.
Advisor to Lieutenant Governor Basir Ahmed Khan on Wednesday directed speedy implementation of various centrally sponsored schemes and Prime Minister's development package in Kashmir division meant for augmentation of power infrastructure, including increasing transmission capacity and reducing transmission and distribution losses. The advisor passed on these directions during a review meeting convened to discuss power sector reforms and implementation of various central sponsored schemes in Kashmir. Deputy Commissioner Rahul Yadav on Wednesday gave away ex gratia relief to the victims of cross-border shelling during ceasefire violations by Pakistan. The DC provided ex gratia relief of Rs 1 lakh and an amount of Rs 10,000 out of Red Cross in favour of the next of kin of a woman named Reshambi, resident of village Sagra Tehsil Mankot, who lost her life during cross-border shelling at village Balakot of Tehsil Mender. He also provided an amount of Rs 10,000 out of Red Cross to Hakim B, resident of village Lanjot of Tehsil Mender, who got injured during the ceasefire violation. The World Health Organization has confirmed that there is an emerging evidence of airborne transmission of the coronavirus. The confirmation came after the publication of a letter on Monday signed by 239 scientists urging the agency to be more forthcoming about the likelihood that people can catch the virus from droplets floating in the air.